It's never a straight line.
Never.
Moving forward with the Decker team. Moving forward together with the Decker team.
And we are so grateful that we've been able to come alongside you to actually give you free access to over 503 Life's Inside Track episodes, where we share not only real estate insights, insider tips, as well as how to build wealth, how to make great use of your vision, and all that life brings you. And you can get access to them from your office, home, or even on the go.
You know what?
What?
I think that moving laterally can even still be like you're moving forward. Like think of, what's that game? Rugby, right? Like there are times where you can't go any further, so you have to throw the ball laterally or behind you to the next runner who's got space. And that's what running a vision's like. Sometimes you got to make some detours.
So what we're going to learn in this episode is how to gracefully zig and zag when you're planting a vision and carrying out a vision.
So we're with Roland and Silas, and we're talking about Yogo Village and the dream for a university there coming up from a very small village. How did you describe the lack of food? There wasn't predictability, or is that what you said? That's a great way of saying people were starving.
Well, one of the stories that actually always has hit me was when you shared the very first time that you would often be given going to school warm water.
Yeah.
Because that would trick your tummy into believing it had some food. And that was your sustenance for the day.
Yes.
And so that's really from the birthplace of the vision. Is that right?
It is. It is.
Yeah, and you were fortunate enough that somebody took you on, adopted you, and wanted you to go to university and have a chance in life, right?
Yeah, and paid my fee, and gave me a chance in life.
Right, so you have a university degree.
Yes.
In what?
In medical microbiology.
Medical microbiology. Now that's a mouthful.
Yeah. But the beauty is now you taking the gift that one person gave one child and you're changing a whole village and with the hope of changing probably the whole country, the whole nation. Isn't that a beautiful thing? I heard it once said that you do for one person what you wish you could do for everyone. And so maybe you're listening to this and you're thinking, oh, how can I get involved to help out? Well, you'll probably share in a bit, there's ways to sponsor a child and make a difference in one person's life. And that's an amazing thing. But what kind of thinking did you have to develop to overcome some of the obstacles that were there? And maybe I'm going to point this to Roland because they were farming, and that's kind of your background, and they were farming a land that the soil was not rich with nutrients.
Well, that was the whole thing. It's like not being there, not growing there, not understanding. It was really intriguing to me to get out there and put my hands in the dirt, basically, and go, why can't these people grow food 365 days a year when you have 365 days of growing season? Here in Canada, we have like 5 good months and an abundance of food there. It was mind-boggling to me, why this was happening. But when we landed there and I put my hands in the soil, the answers came. This is pretty much dead soil. There is no life to it because of the temperatures so hot and the lack of rainfall. The salt's not filtered out of it like normal, so the live bacteria doesn't grow. The worms don't come, and it's trying to grow something in your driveway, And so, back to the moving lateral, it's a humbling experience because you go with a lot of confidence and excitement and power and knowledge, and you're going to bring it there to find out that you are the student. I'm not bringing anything here. I'm here to learn, and wow, what an education process. And to move laterally sometimes is like to get out of the way of the bus, or to move laterally is like, okay, it's easier walking over here, or it's maybe a stop and go, okay, redesign the focus a bit, as something has changed here. So it's not true and clear. And it also gives you the time to build that faith. It's like, wow, how are we ever going to get over the stumbling block of needing a drilled well? That is huge. But a little bit of patience, a little bit of time. And I remember handing the local mineral person $15 so we could do the drill for a hydro survey. And when the survey came back, we stood in the same spot. And it was like, wow, 170 meters down, we have an aquifer that's pointing up. And a guy holding the receipt goes, see that tree? That's very deep rooted. You have water here. And I'm standing over here with an $1,800, hydro survey. And I should have just asked him, So it was that kind of stuff that was learning and moving, laterally for me is like, wow, open it up.
So some faithful person came forward and brought the money for the well.
Yeah, It was like, I don't remember, like a lot of those numbers are gray to me now, where at one point they were like, everything we needed. And it's like, wow, there is those people out there that have that same passion, that understand that we can bring change through water and technologies and that kind of stuff. And it was this insurmountable number to the local people. It was like, man, this is never going to happen, right? But all of a sudden, you get halfway to your goal, and people come on board and go, yeah, this is going to happen. And wow, what an amazing transformation that water has been.
And the other thing that I want just to add is that the kind of thinking that you must have, especially to create change, is a positive mindset. In you as the visionary, you must always believe in the possibility. If at any time as a visionary, you deviate from the thinking of it is possible and begin to doubt, then everything collapses. So even if everybody has to leave, then as the visionary, you must remain resilient to the dream that you have.
Wow. And here's a tough question. Did that ever happen to you? Did you ever go home at night and go, God, I think you gave me too big a dream. I don't know how to do this. And pray for faith? Or what was that journey like?
I think severally. Sometimes you feel like you have nights where you are alone. Sometimes you feel like I have hit a snag. Sometimes you feel like it's come to an end. But it is in those moments that you sit there with God and pray, and it is like you've made a backward momentum, and then a forward momentum comes again.
I like to think of a slingshot. You have to pull it back if you're going to launch it forward. And sometimes the vision goes backwards because maybe you're slightly off path. Maybe your thinking is too small or too the wrong direction. So when other people get discouraged, how do you, you said it, that you need to keep the vision when others drop the vision. Right? Is there any other way that you keep people focused on the vision?
Along the step, as vision is all about, when you're casting a vision, you're talking about possibility against impossibilities. In other words, there's a lot of obstacles, but you are seeing the other end of it. When the moments come where you have hit a snag, along the way as you walk, there will be some successes that you can count on. And so when you hit that snag, you look back, and what you need to count on is on the successes. Say, if we came this far and we succeeded up to this and we succeeded up to this, then yes, we have reached this bank at the river, but there must be a way to cross over because we've crossed many of them along the way coming.
Excellent.
So ultimately stay in connection to the successes even when the failures are happening, because that is the way to get through the snags and zag with grace.
Moving forward with the Decker team. Moving forward together with the Decker team.